We good? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Call to order the City of West Palm Beach Special Magistrate Hearing Agenda, the in-person edition for May 6, 2020. We had a couple of Zoom hearings earlier in the morning. We're now all convened in the council chambers, or commission chambers, sorry. First order of business is to swear everybody in who's going to be speaking to me. If you're going to be talking to me about any of the matters on the agenda, I need to place you under oath. If you'll please stand and raise your right hands. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can have a seat. I guess we had a sign-up sheet, so we'll take the cases in whatever order they came in. Generally speaking, I'll get some background information from the city at the beginning of each case. And after I've heard from the city, I'll then hear from you, and you tell me whatever you feel is important about the case and the request for the reduction, and then I will make a determination. When your case is called, come on up to the podium over here to my right, and that is how we'll proceed. So let's go ahead and get started with the first case that we're going to hear.
Okay, the first case is number 6979 39th Street, CE 19020055. There's also an additional case, number 12, for the same address, CE 18020047.
That's NA Investments LLC. We have applicant for that.
979 39th Street.
Yeah, that's me.
Go ahead.
Okay, two cases, doing the older case first, ending in 047. Date ordered 3/7 of 18, fine started 4/7 of 18, ran for 26 days, total 2,600, $100 a day. Date of compliance 5/3 of 18, same owner. Second one is case ending in 055. Date ordered 4/3 of 19, fine started 7/3 of 19, ran for 22 days, total 2,200, $100 a day. Date of compliance 7/25 of 19. Same owner, cited 3 times under that ownership. Mitigating factor is didn't know, but I've got the signature sheets for both violations when they were sent out certified mail. That city's asking for 50%.
Let me ask the city a couple of questions. These are 2 separate cases for the same property. Did the first one come into compliance before the second one hit? Do we know?
First one, compliance date was 5/3 of 18. It was recited in April of 2019, so it was in compliance before the next case.
All right, let me hear from the applicants. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Michael Aaron, NA Investment Properties. I wasn't aware of this citations. They said that I got a letter. I never got those letters. But the minute that I got the second one and I started working on it, Ms. William knows about it, and I fixed everything in this time. So if you can redact the lien, will be very appreciative.
Okay. Sir, did you have anything additional that you wanted to?
Excuse me?
I was asking the gentleman behind you if you're involved with this case, if there's
Yeah,
anything.
no, that's fine. As Mr. Aaron said, as soon as we was aware of the situation, we went and we correct everything as quick as possible. We worked together. We give Ms. Williams a couple of calls, and also the code enforcers, and we try to work together with them and get everything done, according to code.
Sir, what is your name?
Alex
He's my worker. He
What's the
works
last
for me.
name?
Gordon,
Okay.
G-R-D-O-N.
And how are you involved in the property, sir?
I work for Mr. Aaron.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Anything else from the city on this?
Yes, sir. I just want to turn this in as they're still saying that they were unaware. Both were sent both cases, the notice was sent certified mail, and we've got the receipt from the post office signed for.
Okay. Thank you. All right. All right, anything else, sir?
No, thank
All
you.
right. Then, based on what I've heard and my understanding of the circumstances, in this case, I will agree to a reduction. Let's see, well, it's going to be the same. In each case, it's going to be a $1,000, reduced to $1,000 in each of the cases for a total of $2,000. How long will it take you to pay that, sir?
I'll go pay it now.
All right, I'll put 5 days on the order just so that, make sure there's enough time. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The directions are on the bottom. Case number 14, 627 48th Street, CE 190703330, number 14, 627 48th.
Okay, go ahead.
Case ending in 330, 627 48th Street. Date ordered 8/7 of 19, fine started 9/9 of 19. Ran for 32 days, total $3,200, $100 a day. Date of compliance 10/11 of 19. Same owner cited 5 times under ownership. In the application, there actually wasn't a mitigating factor. They simply said that they complied it, which of course they did, or it wouldn't be before you. City's asking for 30%.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Good morning.
I'm Ken Best. I'm the property manager for this, for the owner of this property. It's been a rental for many years, and the same tenant's been there for a long time, too. One of the tenants actually was incarcerated. That was the car that was there for a while. But that's all been adjusted and taken care of. Everything else has been, taken care of. They keep the property up nice.
All right. All right, thank you very much, sir. Anything else?
No, sir.
City? All right, then, based on what I've heard in this matter and the evidence, I will agree to reduce this lien to $750. How long can it take you to pay that, sir?
Thank you.
Can you do that in 30 days?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
30 days.
That's your order, yeah. It's case number 2/1217 Whitney Street, CE 180705597, number 2/1217 Whitney Street.
Okay, Magistrate, this is the same owner as 2031 Dock Street, which is on the agenda twice. Do we want to do all that together?
What's the other number?
Numbers 2, 5, and 7. Number
Yeah,
2 is
let's
the one address, number 3 and 5 and 7 are a different address.
So 2, 5, and 7? Yeah, we'll take them in order, but why don't we do all 3 while they're here?
Do all 3 right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Starting with the Whitney Street one that she called first. It's case ending in 597, 1217 Whitney Street. 9/19 of 18 was the date of the order. Fine started 7/20 of 18. Ran for 94 days, total $47,000. $500 a day, date of compliance 10/22 of 18. Under the same case number, there was a split order, so there's 2 sets of liens. The one I just read off was a repeat violation for unpaved parking. The second lien from this same case is, where is it? Date ordered 9/19 of 18, fine started 10/22 of 18. ran for 51 days, total $12,750, $250 a day, date of compliance 12/12 of 18. Same owner, cited 11 times under ownership. Let me give you that pop-up sheet first. And a chronological order for the other one, the older one first, case ending in 055, 2031 Dock Street. Date ordered 1/19 of 11, fine started 3/21/11, ran for 147 days, total $7,350, $50 a day, date of compliance 8/15 of 11. The same owner. The other case ending in 224, 2031 Dock Street. Date ordered 4/20 of 16, fine started 5/21 of 16. Ran for 895 days, total $89,500 at $100 a day, date of compliance 11/2 of 18. This is the same owner, 25 cases on this property under ownership. During a prior discussion, when discussing that with the property owner, the only comment was, but we complied them all. So basically, they're okay with the city managing the issues for them. What is it? It took over a year to get this to a hearing, simply getting the properties complied at all time and getting the clerk managing it from there and to get us all the appropriate paperwork when needed. Bottom line is the case with the biggest lien, the $89,500,000, is a rental license issue. Per our legal department, we had to accept an affidavit of non-rental, but the city does not believe it's not rented. We had to accept it simply because an officer unfamiliar with the case did accept it from them. So they didn't realize that it was not complied. We have water bills of 3 of the people going back to that property. We've done a skip trace on the owner's name. None of these people show to be related. And every time we've spoken to the owner about the issue, he's given different relationships of these people, wife's best friend, cousin's mother's brother. It changes every time we talk to him. The city's asking for 50% on all of them based on the history of this.
And then just let me ask a couple of questions, make sure that I understood everything correctly. So the 2018 case had a non-repeat component, which is the $12,750 lien. It also had a repeat component, which is the $47,000 lien, and that repeat was based on the 2016 case, which is also before me, with the $89,500 lien. And then there's also the 2019 case, which has there's also the 2011 case that has the $7,350 lien.
Okay, on 1217 Whitney, it's the $47,000 lien that had the repeat violation.
And that repeat is based on,
Unpaved parking. And the other lien on that property was for the additional violations at the time. And the other 2 liens are for 2031 Dock Street.
right. Okay. Let me hear from respondents. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Magistrate. James Brown for the client, Mr. Williams, I'm sorry, Michael Williams. The properties have been brought into compliance. He did his best to bring the properties into compliance. As soon as he was notified, the issue with the big lien issue for the rental license was quickly, he believed, settled when he submitted he was notified of the violation for the rentals in October of 2018, and in November of 2018, he filed the certification of non-rental residential property, virtually immediately. Evidently, that may or may not have been recognized, but Mr. Williams states that, Mr. Stewart. I'm sorry. Yeah. Mr. Stewart states that it's been not rented for rental amounts. It's just been rented provided to family members. The original property was flood damaged, In 2004, he had moved out so that his kids wouldn't be exposed to whatever could, occur after water damage, severe water damage. He moved family members back in there. He moved his family to another location in 2004, and that's how it's been used ever since. And he claims that he doesn't collect rental amounts on that property. If it would please the court, we can get affidavits from everybody in the house as to whether they pay rents or not.
No, I'd take you at your word on that. Okay, anything else from you, counsel?
Well, the vehicles are gone and it's all in compliance.
Yeah, but they put a lien on my house,
That's,
and it wasn't on my property. They made a mistake. They put the lien.
Let me go ahead, and if you're going to speak, sir, I just need to put your name on the record.
My name is Maurice Stewart.
Thank you,
On
sir.
the 2031 Dock Street, they put a lien on my house, and
for cars parked in the right of way.
right.
It wasn't, the violations weren't occurring on property under his control.
Right, it was the city property. They should have towed the vehicles instead of putting a lien on my house. Once they realized it wasn't my property, they called the police and the tow truck to come to remove those things. So I'm getting charged, like this picture right here. I have no control of that whole neighborhood.
Well, he understands, it was parked in the right of way.
Right there, see that? They say that's mine, but there's no garbage for nobody else on that street, so they use mine, and I cannot control that. And I just spoke to the owner, Mr. Brown, yesterday. Finally found out who the owner is. I'm gonna meet with him, make a call, so he can tell his rentals where to put their trash. I even spoke with Mr. Williams in 2011, and he showed me where they went, but I cannot control that stuff. The vehicles, they charged me for that, and it wasn't on my property. It was on the city property.
Yeah, he understands that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. City want to respond to?
Absolutely. This is the first we're hearing of this allegedly being on a different property that doesn't belong to him. I'm a little confused from what he just said as to whether it's city property or Mr. Brown's property, but nonetheless, that's an entire legal issue that has nothing to do with the lien reduction. It wasn't on the application, and we will happily pull all of this from today's docket to look into it for him.
Well, at least what my takeaway from the testimony was that the issue occurred in the right-of-way adjacent to the property.
Which property owners are responsible for adjacent right-of-ways?
So-
That's in city code. including
And that
parking.
was my understanding of what you said, sir.
Yes, sir, Dock Street. They charged me for the boat and a yellow truck on that property on Dock Street.
And there are some, Your Magistrate, there are some issues coming to my attention that I was not aware of prior. And I think what Mr. Williams is suggesting might be something that we can do is re-examine what's going on here and provide better explanations, better evidence, better explanations.
If I can interrupt, who's Mr. Williams?
His name ain't
It's
Williams.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Posner.
Posner.
Are you asking to continue this matter to,
Would the city be agreeable to that?
To,
Better illustrate the resolution of all the issues? Because I'm thinking, I thought that we would come in and we would have aerials describing the right-of-way features.
again, the city would be happy to pull it from the docket to look into these issues. I mean, if it was the
Yeah,
wrong property was
that might
cited,
be-
it wouldn't even come to a lien reduction. We would wipe out the lien that way.
all right, well, if nobody has an objection, I have no objection to taking this, I won't enter any order today if you want to try and work on this offline and,
I think what I'd like to do is come back to the court, Your Honor, come back to a hearing, Your Honor, with a spreadsheet. If we could put it on the overhead, then we could come with the spreadsheet and the resolution time and status timeline of each one of these issues, and then have an illustration bringing to light. So it's more defined exactly what we're talking about.
again, I have no objection to rescheduling this, whatever technological abilities
Yeah.
are available or are what they
Is
are.
it
but-
possible for us to bring something in that can become an illustration and an overhead?
You'd need to send it to us so we can put on a drive that we can put on that
So an
computer.
email or something?
Right, because we
Yeah.
can't hook up an outside device to the
Yeah,
in-house system.
that's not a problem.
That's fine. Then I will.
I think
not-
I can make this more black and white.
Okay, then
I'm
I
sure I
will,
can.
I will do this. I will do nothing today. We'll take this off to, or we'll I'm not going to enter any orders today. Let the applicant and the city work on this offline, and if you work it out, great. If not, it can be rescheduled for a future agenda.
I think,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next case, number 8, for 1011 Emerald Road, CE 15090037, along with number 15, CE 091000539.
1011 Almeria.
Hang on, let me get,
It's number 8 and 15.
number 8. And number... Okay, I'm caught up. Go ahead.
Chronological order, oldest first, case ending in 539, 1011 Almeria Road. Date order 12/16 of '09, fine started 1/19 of 2010. Ran for 14 days, total $1,050, $75 a day. Date of compliance 2/2 of 2010, same owner. Case ending in 037, 1011 Almeria Road. Date order 12/2 of 15, fine started 1/4 of 16. Ran for 828 days, total $82,800. $100 a day. Date of compliance 4/11 of 18. Same owner. Let's see. Property was cited 9 times under their ownership. Their mitigating factor is a mix of didn't know and, if I read it correctly, a health issue during part of this time. Let's see. They included a lengthy letter with their application for the mitigation. I've highlighted a relevant portion of it because in the first paragraph they wrote, "We have also made multiple home interior improvements so that it's comfortable for their family." And I've got a printout of all permits, and none of these are for interior improvements, so we're a little concerned about that. The city's asking for 50%.
50? 50?
50.
Thank you.
Off the sheet, the mitigation letter. That's the permits they have applied for.
Okay.
Under the ownership.
I'm just going to take a moment to read the letter in full, ma'am, and then I'll hear from you. All right, yes, ma'am.
Good morning, my name is Legia Cisterna.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm here this morning regarding this case that I was not unaware that I had a lien in the house. I did, when he mentioned that there have been 9 cases under my name on the same property, I'm not aware that I had 9 complaints. I've remembered 2 of them. I guess my neighbor have called because I had a washing machine on my backyard because I didn't have a laundry room. So I did a connection at the exteriors of the house to be able to do laundry. And after that, I called the inspector. I explained that that was going to be removed. I had put it away. Another time that I recall being or talking to an inspector, that they left a notification that I was doing construction. I was doing a patio canopy, I'm going to call it, outside with logs or wood, 6 by 6, just a regular patio, to put a grill on there. Then, since I didn't have a permit, I didn't know that I needed a permit for that. Not that I have read anything now with the knowledge that I acquired during this long process of what should I have a permit and what I don't need a permit. And we stopped, and I did call and told him that that wasn't going to be done, that I would proceed properly, as he had mentioned. I left that as, and this is prior from the beginning of, I'm going to call it the washing machine. During that time, I had to fly out for a funeral. My husband was away for 3 months, and I was fully on hands with everything at home, plus my mom. We lost my mother-in-law during the process due to cancer. When I came back home, I'm sorry, we had to, I had to deal with everything that was happening because my husband was left behind to take care of his father for a while. I had a lot of things on my plate, and the paper with the court date had a bit, got buried underneath the paperwork that I was supposed to show up for a court date. I don't, with all my heart, I don't recall that I saw a court date that I had to be present for. There was one time I did see a court date, and I came in and I took care of that with, I think it was Ms. Peterson, and that was clarified. The second time about the washing machine and the canopy, I'm going to call it, I did not recall seeing a court date. I had tons of paperwork when I came back home, things that I'm still working on, and it's been already almost 2.5 years since then. I had to deal with taking care of my mom, had to pull her back to live with us. When he mentioned that I did, maybe I wrote it or expressed it incorrectly, that I did renovations. I will not do renovations that will not be properly addressed. Things that I could do myself, painting, patching drywalls, changing a switch of the kitchen, existing switch like for like. Those things I did. We painted the house because I got it. I had to get the house in condition to move my mom, who's handicapped, into the house. We added a ramp. That ramp was permitted by the company who the her medical insurance authorized to do the ramp. The other things that I did that I have the permits here and they're closed was changing all the windows. The one time, the only window that I changed without a permit was a bathroom window that during Hurricane Katrina, it was broken. I went to Home Depot, picked up a bathroom window and replaced it. It was a single window. And when I spoke to the inspector and I asked him, when I found out that I had this huge lien on my property, he told me that he could see the label on the window, that there was a window in that particular room that was changed. And I said, yes, that was that's a bathroom window, and I didn't think I had to get a permit. So at that point, I explained to him that to be able to work on this lien, he explained to me that I could request a lien reduction. I had to do an application. So I went through the process. I told him how long it will take for this to go on. So during the process, I got the permits going to get the door replaced, get the windows replaced, because there were no condition to have, it's a 1954 windows, and everything pretty much, there was nothing done to this house, no insulation, no AC. So all of that gradually I've been working on. So there are things that I'm working on myself that it doesn't require a general contractor to do, because these are things that my husband and I worked on after work. The ones that I did with a permit, everything is here, it's filed, and it has been closed. And I understand that there's things that we have to respect by law, that if we go by them, we're not going to get in trouble. Unfortunately, I learned that after the fact, and I am just, we're going through a hardship from that time that he mentioned, because I almost lost the property back then in '07 with the market drop, and it was all due because I had 2 payments of my taxes that were behind. When in my mortgage, I was paying it, but I was never instructed when I purchased the house that I didn't have an escrow account. After that, that's when, I had an addition of $42,000 on top of my 101 mortgage, and I didn't, it was hard. I was still raising teenagers, and I wanted to make sure my kids were in a home that I could keep them safe. And I just didn't want to lose the whole, everything that I had put into this house, which was all my savings, and also what I've been working so hard for. Again, I'm just asking if this lien can be reduced. I very much appreciate it, knowing that I have been putting a lot of effort to keep the property, because it's my home, it's where I live with my family, my mom, and right now, it's just, after all this years working so hard at it, it's hard to see that for one window, I'm gonna lose the home. It's just crazy. It hurts a lot, because before, I guess you have to be in somebody's shoes to understand. I'm not good at expressing myself in places like
No,
this.
you're doing fine. Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Anything else from the city?
Yes, sir. I can't speak to her knowledge as to the other 7 cases, but none of them went to hearing. They were all complied before a hearing, so there wouldn't have been a missed hearing date on those. The city's certainly sorry for the loss of your family member. I can understand why they'd lose paperwork, but at the same time, it ran for 828 days, so they could have reached out at any time saying, hey, can we find out what's going on with this? The unpermitted work wasn't just the window, it was putting on a rear porch and hooking up an exterior washer dryer, so it wasn't just about one window. Regardless, we understand the situation a little better, more than what we saw in the letter. We'll reduce our ask to 30%.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to do in this case. I have listened to all the testimony, and I've read your letter, heard everything you said. I'm going to agree to, let's see, in case, the 2009 case that ends in 539, we'll just reduce that to $50. And the 037 case, I'm going to agree to reduce that to $4,000. How much time do you need to pay that? That's like a 95% reduction. And
I
that's,
understand it.
that's pretty much as far as I can go.
It's, $4,000, and now with no work because of this situation, I bet.
I'm going to put a 9-month payment time frame on this one. Let's see what we can, let's see if you can get there within the 9 months. Hopefully this is all gonna loosen up much sooner than that.
I pray so.
I will sign that order. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Next case number 1715 Village Boulevard, 206 CE 18070311.
I'm sorry, which agenda item is that?
Number 1.
Number 1, thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Case ending in 311, 1715 Village Boulevard, number 206. Date order 10/3 of 18, fine started 11/2 of 18, ran for 47 days, total $9,400. $200 a day, date of compliance 12/19 of 18. Applicant is the previous owner, was the owner of record at the time of the violation. Sold just this past March for $114,000, but appraised at $98,000. They had no rental license the entire time they owned it until cited in 2018. And the mitigation is a health issue in 2018, but that doesn't have much to do with the previous 14 years of unlicensed rental. City's asking for 30%.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and tell me your names and then tell
My
me
name
what-
is, sorry.
Go ahead, sir.
My name is Jose Mortagua. I'm going to speak within behalf of my sister.
Mauricia Rodriguez.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, sir.
Like I said, we're here to speak on behalf of my sister, Rodriguez. Jose, her husband, when he was alive, he took care of all the stuff, but apparently they're not. But anyway, as I stated on the statement, for numerous reasons and health issues with my brother-in-law, my sister, she was just unable to take care of those problems. Or, I mean, if she did receive the letters, I mean, she probably got dismissed or for any reason. So, along with this, you know, I had some reports from that he was sick, and including his death certificate. And the bottom line is, it's just they missed it for any reason, and that's all I have to say.
Okay, I understand. Anything else from the city?
No, sir.
All right. Anything else that you folks want to tell me?
I mean, we
Have to.
apologize, you know, for all this, but you know, it is what it is, you know.
I understand.
She, I mean, financially wise, she's not in a great condition, you know, so we appreciate, you know, whatever you guys can do.
Okay, so you have a $9,400 lien. Based on everything I've heard, I'm willing to reduce that to $1,500. Can you pay that? How much time will it take you to pay that?
We'll pay it right now.
I'll put 5 days on the order just so we make sure there's enough time.
You said 1,500, right?
Beg your pardon?
How much did you say? How much did you reduce it now?
$1,500.
1,500? Okay, thank you very much.
You can do that today?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Good day.
Next Cases number 3, 9, and 10 for 3020 Greenwood Ave, CE 120300567, CE 07030699, and CE 08060018.
We have 5, 6, 7. Six, 9, 9. And 0, 1, 8. Okay.
Chronological order, oldest first, case ending in 699, 3020 Greenwood. Date ordered 5/4 of '07, fine started 5/22 of '07, ran for 28 days, total $5,600. $200 a day, date of compliance 6/19 of '07. New owner. Case ending in 018, 3020 Greenwood, date ordered 7/25/08, fine started 5/28/08, ran for 55 days, total $12,375, $225 a day, date of compliance 7/22 of '18, new owner. Case ending in 5/6/7, 3020 Greenwood, date ordered 6/6 of '12, fine started 7/10 of '12, ran for 1,989 days. Total is $99,450, ran at $50 a day. Date of compliance is 12/20 of '17. New owner, the only mitigating factors in this case is that it is a new owner. And they put down that the seller had advised them that it was resolved, which is actually a civil issue, and that conduit search didn't show a lien, but they haven't provided those documents, or we would have been able to look into that. The city's asking for the standard 25%, but would also like to point out that all three of these did go to a lien reduction already under the previous owner. And the results of that was 1,000, 1,000, and 40,000. And here's Papa's sheet.
So on the previous, I assume that those were not, obviously they were not paid and
which
they
might be
reverted
part of
back.
the byplay between the seller and the buyer. So they all reverted.
Okay. All right, yes, ma'am.
Good morning. I'm Christy Mosbach. I purchased the property back in April of 2019, and before I purchased it, I have an email here with the code department of the city saying that both liens were settled, one in 2007 and the other in 2018. And I also have the conduit search that I did that showed a grand total of $1,130. And I had to pay back taxes of $27,000 that had, the house was a wreck. You know, it needed a new roof. It had been abandoned and boarded and uncared for many, many years. So I was going on the good word of the kind people at the code department and the conduit search, that there was only, that the liens were settled and there was $1,000 of, of water bills and other things like that, which I'd be happy to give these to you.
Why don't you show those to Mr. Posner, to the city, and
It was a couple of months later that I learned about these violations, and I was, you could have knocked me over with a feather. And it was then that I was told, well, they had been adjudicated but not been paid. And at that point, the city told me it was only $2,000. I'm even now just hearing for the first time about the $40,000.
okay.
But I did put on a new roof and repair all of the damage from the leaky roof. And I now have a tenant and a rental license. And
What did you invest in the property in terms of bringing it into making it rentable and the roof and whatever?
over $60,000, given that I had to pay the back taxes.
So 60,000 in the back taxes and in the renovation work you did?
Yeah. And we're talking a house on the railroad track that's, worth $150,000 on a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the property appraiser printouts.
Sir, city would like to pull this and research this because it's possible that we will have to wipe out the entire thing rather than even going through a
Yeah,
reduction.
that's, I think that's a good suggestion. So with the information you provided, what I'd like to do is not take any action today, let the city research the information you provided, and that may result in a resolution short of
Right.
having to come to this
It's possible
setting.
that it would be wiped out, it's possible it'd be reduced before you even ask, and then you'd be starting from an even lower standpoint, but we've got to look into it. The one thing I guarantee is it won't go up.
God bless you both, thank you.
All right, so we'll take no action on these 3 agenda items, let you guys work offline, and hopefully it won't have to come back here at all. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Is that it for this morning's agenda?
That's it.
Nothing else for me to do, then it is 11:52 and we stand adjourned.